This is going to sound weird, but shadow people are real. I know, right? I didn't believe in them. I didn't believe in them because I didn't know about them. I didn't know about them until I experienced one of them. This was probably about 25 years ago, give or take. I was studying to become a Reiki master teacher, and it was suggested that in order to do Reiki, you should get your minister's license. Okay, well, it wasn't as easy as it is today. I think you can do it online for 5 box tops, 4 labels, 3 wrappers, and 2 coupons in 1 thin dime. But back then you had to actually show up and attend a seminar. So we're doing it and we're going through the day. And at the end of the day, I'm getting ready to leave. And the guy says, well, and the last part I'm going to give you an attunement. An attunement. Well, this particular minister's license was in the Holy Order of Melchizedek. And when I signed up, I was like, okay, well, Jesus was a priest in the Holy Order of Melchizedek. And I'm like, okay, well, that's okay. If it's good enough for Jesus, good enough for me, I guess. And, but an attunement, now, if you don't know what an attunement is, it's typically where they will blow a frequency into usually your crown chakra, sometimes other chakras, but normally your crown chakra. And, I'm learning about attunements in my classes, my Reiki classes. And I'm kind of like, dude, I don't know you. I don't know what your attunement is about. You're not really telling us or describing it. And I don't know if I trust you anyway. So I kind of wanted to run out of the room, but I'm too codependent and a little embarrassed because I was sitting in the front row on the aisle. So I'm kind of like front and center. So if I got up and ran away, not that anybody would even remember who I was, but I needed to get that little piece of paper from him, right? So I got to go up there and I'm going to get the attunement. And he's describing, telling us about the attunement and the instructions are, generally speaking, for most attunements, you don't want to drink alcohol or share your energy with other people, i.e., that means no sex. Take it easy for the next few days while the attunement is settling in. Well, it's a Saturday night. How am I going to go home and tell my husband, I'm sorry, honey, we can't have any daiquiris or sex because I got an attunement? I mean, my husband's a muggle. He's not going to understand that. And to be fair, I don't know what this attunement's about. So if it got screwed up, I was all about it. So I get the attunement. Oh, and then he describes also, he goes, and if something weird happens in the next week or so, let me know. And I'm like, if something weird happens, let you know. What does that mean? That's unusual. Okay. So I get the attunement, I come home, and I don't give a crap about this attunement. So I'm kind of like, bring on the daiquiris, let's have sex, whatever. It's Saturday night. So fast forward, and we're sleeping. And back in the day, I used to have some spiritual warfare dreams, is what I can best describe them as. And it's really angsty, and I'd usually start talking in my sleep, and I'm really struggling. And my husband would always wake me up, like, Dana, you're having a nightmare or whatever. And he's kind of a light sleeper, except for in the times when I'm being visited by aliens or ghosts or shadow people. And then he's like dead to the world. I don't understand that. But anyway, that just when I need him. So I'm having this angsty dream, spiritual dream, and in the dream I was gonna remember what the dream was until the rest of the evening happened, which made me forget all about the dream. But I do remember saying, out of the ashes comes a phoenix, out of the ashes comes a phoenix. And it's getting more and more like, out of the ashes comes a phoenix, to the point I'm yelling it, out of the ashes comes a phoenix, and I'm sitting straight up in bed and breathing, taking a beat. And then I could feel that I was being watched. So I look around the room. Oh my God. And sure enough, there's something in the corner. And the best way I could describe it is floor to ceiling, the silhouette, a black silhouette. And it looked like a gentleman or a man wearing a fedora hat and a long cape. Now, this is the strangest damn thing. All dressed up like he's going to the opera or something like that. A fedora and a long cape. But, I'm a scaredy cat, so I'm frightened. I slink back under the covers as if a sheet is going to protect me, and I try to fall asleep. And soon enough, I do doze off. But suddenly there's a little voice next to me going, Mommy, Mommy, like right here. And I'm like, what? And I know it's my baby. Now, my little guy, who was born on 11/11, is just still in his diapers at this point. So he is not one to get up and walk around in the middle of the night. Never does that. So this was unusual behavior. So the little guy must have woke up, walked around the house, the bedroom, the kitchen, living room, looking for us, not finding us, tummy surfing down into the basement, and then finding us, in the TV room down there. So I swoop him up as if I'm grabbing him like he's protecting me, because actually he's an ancient soul and he could protect me more than I could protect him. I guarantee you that. I'm trying to protect him and hold him like a parent, but really I'm like, oh my God, And, I throw the protection covers, the cotton sheets over us again, as if they're going to, like the dude doesn't see us, isn't fully watching the whole situation here. He's probably laughing at this point. I don't know. And, my son's like, who's that man over there in the corner? And I'm like, you can see him too? Yeah. And he's almost 30 now, and he still remembers this moment. And I didn't know what a shadow person was at the time, and the internet was still really, really new. And it wasn't until a few years later that I was driving into work and I'm listening to Coast AM on the radio, and the show was about shadow people. And I was like, what? So when I got home, I powered up my computer and looked up shadow people. And sure enough, there were some pictures of these shadow hat men or whatever they are. And to be fair, I don't know who or what they are. I saw a movie later on called What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams. And there's a particular scene with Max von Sydow or something like that, Sydow. And he's kind of wearing the same garb, and he's rowing a boat, kind of like a gondolier, actually, like a Venice gondolier. There's like a library with huge bookcases with a river going down the middle. Very strange. It's a dream, right? And I kind of thought, man, he looks like one of these shadow guys. But I had never heard of them or seen one before. So it was interesting that they were real. And if I hadn't experienced it, I just don't know if I would believe in shadow people. I still don't believe in crop circles. Number one, crop circles, they keep happening in the same fields, right? So if they are, why don't they put up some cameras? That would be the thing to do. Well, anyway, so I'm here to tell you, shadow people, yeah, they're real.